It's time to apply for that scholarship that you have worked so hard for. So get going and keep watching for some information to help you. Plus,
lights, camera, action. Lights, camera, action.
Oh, yeah, man. The sport courage.
You reap what you sow.
the Jamaica Film Festival is now on, showing some of our finest work from talented players in the industry. So go out and watch the screening at various locations in Kingston. It ends on Saturday, but you can always contact Jampro at 978-7755 for more information or log on to filmjamaica.com. Adrian Atkinson is my name and you're watching Jamaica Magazine. Andrea Chisholm is standing by with the news of the day.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Thursday, July 9. Government is making a significant investment to reduce losses at the National Water Commission due to water that is either wasted or stolen. A $4.9 billion contract was signed on Wednesday with Israeli-based non-revenue water reduction specialist MIA. It should significantly reduce the non-revenue water in Kingston and St. Andrew.
Under this 5-year project supported by the Inter-American Development Bank, and I want to pause to thank the IDB, MIA will implement strategies and action to enable the NWC to improve its performance and maximize the collection of income for water it produces.
Currently, 108 million litres, or more than half the water produced daily in the corporate area, does not generate revenue for the NWC. The Commission is expected to save or earn about $29.2 billion over the 5 years of the project. Water Minister Robert Pickersgill says the initiative takes on added importance when one considers the need to retain supplies for and during prolonged droughts and dry spells that are made worse by climate change.
The contract that we are signing today and the project to follow is as much about climate change adaptation and Jamaica's sustainable development as it is about the operations of the NWC.
The Ministry of Health is taking steps to ensure continued water supply at health facilities as the country continues to experience drought conditions. Portfolio Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson says the regional authorities have been directed to put the necessary measures in place, including making arrangements for trucking water where needed. Other directives include closely monitoring water storage levels and ensuring that tanks are checked for leaks and filled regularly. Dr. Ferguson is also appealing to community members not to remove water from storage tanks at their health centers. Members of the public are meanwhile urged to treat their own stored water before consuming. Water can be made safe by treating with household bleach or by boiling. And as part of government's response to the ongoing drought, the Jamaica Fire Brigade will be intensifying its public education campaign to discourage practices that can cause bushfires. Local Government State Minister Colin Fagan says a special emphasis will be placed on the parishes of Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Thomas, Clarendon, Manchester and St. Elizabeth, which historically experienced the most bushfires. In the meantime, he's appealing to Jamaicans to stop the practice of slash and burn as well as the burning of garbage.
The reality is that these are dangerous practices at any time and are especially dangerous in these very dry times.
The State Minister was speaking at a recent press briefing. Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Errol Mowat, also attended and said the country was seeing a noticeable increase in bushfires this year when compared to 2014. He insisted that absolutely no open burning must take place at this time.
We are saying absolutely no burning. If it means that we must work with the police or any other agent of state to ensure that we bring this to an end, we will have to.
Meanwhile, 3 new fire stations will be built this fiscal year. The new stations will be located in Yala, St. Thomas, Port Maria in St. Mary, and Montego Bay, St. James.
All the design work for these stations has been completed and submitted to the World Bank. It is also intended that a major renovation project will take place at the Spanish Town Fire Station, in which a significant portion of the labor and workmanship will be provided by the firefighters themselves.
The fire brigade will also be repairing 280 fire hydrants and installing 75 new ones across all parishes. 2 firefighting units, 2 water tankers, 2 ambulances and 1 fireboat are also being bought. And finally, 2 buses valued at $11.179 million have been handed over to the Southeast and Southern Regional Health Authorities to be used as part of their community mental health programs. The buses were purchased with the assistance of the Chase Fund. Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson says the buses will allow the community mental health teams to better respond to emergencies in the 2 regions.
This is significant because each year we treat approximately 20,000 persons in community health clinics. In 2013, the community mental health team responded to over 500 crisis calls related to various mental health emergencies. For the ones who are unable or unwilling to access care at the primary health care level, the buses will enable us to improve our ability to provide home-based care.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
Did you know that there are several scholarships being offered by the government? Oh yes, and we are here to tell you about them and how to get those applications out.
Government, through its various ministries and agencies, awards a number of scholarships to students each year. You too could qualify and benefit from a scholarship or grant, but you must seek in order to find. At the primary level and moving on to high school, students who do GSAT each year and earn high scores can get scholarships from the Ministry of Education.
The scholarships are awarded to students from both public and private institutions. The government in itself, the Ministry of Education, offers a total of 32 scholarships, government scholarships, yearly to students who sit GSAT examination.
Of the 32, 4 are named after prominent Jamaicans, former government minister J.A.G. Smith, and 3 of the national heroes, Marcus Garvey, Paul Bogle, and George William Gordon. To qualify for these, students must meet some personalized criteria, generally related to the person in whose honor the scholarship is named.
For example, the Paul Bogle Scholarship, it is offered to a boy or a girl who must be attending Morant Bay High School. So if a child is selected to attend Morant Bay High School, then that child qualifies to be among those who will be selected but the bottom line is that it would be based on performance. Basically, the 28 scholarships are awarded based on performance purely, and it is awarded to all school types. So private, which we refer to the prep schools, all-age schools, primary and junior high primary school students.
Since these students are selected based entirely on scores, the process is rather easy. In addition to these, the Education Ministry also offers sponsored scholarships, extended through private sector institutions such as banks to top-performing students. High schoolers, you might have just completed 5th or 6th form and are ready to experience the college life. In case you didn't know, the Student Loan Bureau actually offers grants. Yes, under its specially designed Grant in Aid GIA program, students receive a specified non-repayable sum to assist with the funding of school-related expenses. It's not a full scholarship, but it can certainly help to make a difference. Check out the Bureau's website to see if you qualify or call them at 754-2559. Then there is JAMVAT. The Jamaica Values and Attitudes program is another viable option from the Ministry of Education. Students volunteer for 200 hours and in turn earn a payoff of 30% of their tuition fees as well as an additional stipend. A great reason to volunteer indeed. For those of you already in university, the Ministry of Education's tertiary level unit is a great place to start your search. You can stop by their offices, make a call, or simply log on to their website, click on scholarships, and a long list of opportunities opens. The Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs also have a number of scholarship programs in place, especially if you're looking for opportunities to study abroad. Think Cuba, Russia, Japan, and so many other foreign countries. These scholarships offer not just educational advancement, but to a greater extent, a cultural exchange and broadening of your global network. If you need help in your search for scholarships, another government agency, the National Center for Youth Development, which falls under the Ministry of Youth and Culture, also displays scholarship options for students on its website. For further tips, call and/or check out the websites of the Ministries of Education, Finance, and Foreign Affairs.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Original.
It is critical that the work towards the strengthening of the Jamaica film industry be viewed as part of a sustained effort on the part of the government to build the creative economy. The creative economy, inclusive of film, music, fashion, animation, and merchandising, are significant contributors to the global economy and are valued at over $1 trillion in annual output of cultural goods and services.
Minister Hilton was speaking there at the first staging of the Jamaica Film Festival, which is now showing 45 films here on the island. For people who want to become filmmakers, 14 capacity building workshops are also going on. The festival is giving local filmmakers the opportunity to sell their films and market their content to international and local players. Let's go on set of the Jamaica film industry.
Lights, camera, action. Lights, camera,
reap what you sow.
You sure look happy to see you, Mom.
I call the shots round here.
The Jamaican.
This is the Arts Page.
The Jamaican film industry is growing.
Jamaica's love affair with film has been a long and illustrious one. For many years, the country has been the destination of choice for filmmakers and video directors to capture and convey their stories to the world. And it is clear to see why. The government has been playing its part to position the island as the cultural mecca of the Caribbean, and film is a central character in that story. The 1948 Motion Picture Industry Encouragement Act illustrates a policy that supports the promotion of filmmaking on the island. And in 1984, the Jamaica Film Commission was established to promote the local film industry. But despite these major steps, the industry hasn't quite developed as expected.
The Jamaican film industry is actually in a bit of a renaissance, in the sense that for a few years we hadn't produced much of anything.
The Jamaican film industry, to me, is still progressing. It's hard to say it's an industry in a sense for feature films. It's definitely an industry when it comes to doing commercials and music videos.
We definitely have a film industry. We've had it in some semblance for a very long time.
But what does it need to grow?
We definitely need more writers.
What we lack in a lot of scenarios is the funding to make it commercially viable.
The technologies aren't readily available for us, which is what is very important. There isn't enough concentration on the education of film in Jamaica.
But a change is on the horizon.
Edna Manley has the foundation for a film program. We have the drama school where acting, theatre arts, script writing are taught. We have a sculpture department where set design, in collaboration with the drama school, can take place. What we really lack are cameras. Students are creating short films with cell phone cameras. And they're wonderfully produced.
On the bigger stage, the film office at Jamaica Promotions is doing its bit to iron out all the production kinks that might be holding up a blockbuster Jamaican film industry.
The funding of local content. Again, we have an incentive problem on that particular side, the incoming shoots, and so that is something that we at the Jamaica Film Commission at JAMPRO are working towards. What we have done is, first, we've been very supportive of industry associations. We also do a lot of marketing and promotion of Jamaica as a location. In addition, we have been meeting with various players, whether our own colleagues within government, colleague agencies, and also private sector to promote the film industry.
JAMPRO's film office also offers tax concessions to filmmakers who want to import equipment and gives tax breaks to businessmen who invest in Jamaican films. Though slowly progressing, the future of Jamaican film is on the verge of a breakthrough. In the last 2 years, there have been 3 full-length films made in Jamaica. Chris Brownie's Get a Life is the first Jamaican film to be funded fully by local investors. The film also consists of an all-Jamaican cast and crew, and the industry is widening its scope to anime.
I think in the last few years, we've had a lot of independent filmmakers create fantastic large-scale projects, and it's now putting a focus on industry work that was always there.
This has been the Arts Page.
Jamaica, make we keep it clean. Start with your own surroundings. Store your garbage the right way. Store all your garbage in bags, including stale or spoiled food. Double or even triple the number of bags you use to put your garbage in. Tie your garbage bags tightly before you leave them outside. When you put your garbage out, don't leave it on the ground where animals can get at it. If your garbage has not been collected for more than a week, call the NSWMA at 1-888-CLEAN-JA. That's 1-888-253-2652. You may also send a free Please Call Me text message to 448-3220 or 386-1080. Come on, keep your place clean. Keep Jamaica clean.
Up next, the impact of improper garbage disposal.
The problem is a really big problem, and we need to be afraid of this problem. When you come out here and see the amount of garbage that has piled up, it is frightening.
A lot of animals mistake garbage for food, and then they eat them and then they die.
I had a discussion with the persons, the Recycle Jamaica campaign, and they're telling me that somewhere in the region of 250 to 275,000 cases of plastic bottles are produced every day. That's a frightening number.
Jamaica's coastal waters represent an invaluable source of food, employment, recreation, and habitat. They also provide defense against many natural disasters. Unfortunately, due to improper waste disposal by many of us, more and more of our waters are being polluted each year, which creates the need for a regular coastal cleanup exercise. Have you ever done this? It seemed like the most convenient way of getting rid of that piece of garbage, right? And after all, who wants junk piling up in their personal space, making things look untidy, or even creating a health hazard? Well, when you throw that piece of trash out of the window, you're actually creating the very reality you don't want, just in another way.
Plastic bottles are actually the #1 items that are collected.
Plastic bottles, shoes, slippers, jars, big pans and stuff, buckets.
It's the garbage that is washing down from our gullies.
You see, when you throw that piece of trash through your car window, it rolls away, very often rolling into a stream or a river, and by ebb and flow, eventually gets into the sea. Then the fishes, marine mammals, reptiles, and other sea creatures may become entangled in the garbage, or worse, ingest them and die. According to the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, a general lack of awareness about the importance of proper waste management is a critical concern for Jamaica. That was highlighted in a study done by the Inter-American Development Bank and has long been a concern for the Jamaica government and non-government groups. This concern has driven a yearly activity to clean up your coastlines internationally and at the local level. Initially started by local NGO, the Jamaica Environment Trust, JET, the movement is now heavily supported by Jamaica's government, particularly through the Tourism Enhancement Fund. TEF has pumped millions of dollars into the annual exercise used to commemorate International Coastal Cleanup Day.
Every year, the Tourism Enhancement Fund has been sponsoring the Coastal Cleanup Day. It's very important. It has turned out to be a huge success, and it makes a big difference.
Cleaning up the beach so that the animals in the sea cannot die and live happily.
While Kayla may want the animals in the sea to live happily, we humans have major cause for concern. In Jamaica, many depend on the fishing industry to make a living and to get fishes and other sea creatures such as lobster, conch, and shrimp for food. If we don't curb our waste disposal practices, however, we face a grim future.
We have this big problem now with a mosquito-borne virus, chikungunya, and it's partly because of our bad garbage practices, our bad garbage disposal, you know. So apart from the animals, which are important, definitely it's important that we don't pollute the sea, because all of us love to eat fish, right? We're an island, the sea is important to us, but it also affects our public health, because garbage encourages rats, flies, mosquitoes, and those animals can make us very sick.
Not only is our food and health in danger, but also our finances. Tourism is one of the highest revenue earners for Jamaica, and we heavily depend on our beaches for our tourists and visitors to swim and enjoy other recreational activities. Jamaica's coral reefs are also commercially important, as they are important dive sites for water sports operators.
And this is important because we have got to find ways of dealing with this problem, or we're going to face severe consequences. We've started to do a year-round program, which also deals with elements of community sensitization. We're going to have to deal with issues of public education. The Tourism Enhancement Fund, we're working on a project to look at that. We're going to do some surveys and target source areas, high-risk areas, to see what can be done because, prevention, ounce of prevention is better than a pound of care. We've got to deal with that.
NEPA, as the state-run environment agency, also continues to roll out extensive public education programs to sensitize more Jamaicans to the present realities and the need for change.
Public education programs that we would have at the agency and also in collaboration with the Urban Development Corporation. So based on that information, we now know that one of the major thrusts that we should be pushing towards is actually the recycling of these bottles and plastic items. I think another important point is that coastal cleanup is not just about picking up the garbage and about recording the data, but also about getting persons to change their attitude to how they dispose of waste and how they generate waste.
For those who may not see the need for changing their garbage disposal practices or attitudes, think about this. Under the National Solid Waste Management Act of 2002, it is an offense to dispose of solid waste in any area or in any manner not approved by the authority. And if you're found guilty, you could face a fine not exceeding $1 million, imprisonment not exceeding 9 months, or both. The legislation also clearly states that it's an offense to throw, drop, or otherwise deposit and leave litter in public places. Fortunately, the message of cleaning up our coasts and general environment is taking root. And interestingly, it's among the nation's youth who are rallying the cause.
I think we should be cleaning up because the fish is eating these things and it's not good for them and they're dying, and we have a lot of fishermen around here and this is what they use to survive, so they need the fishes. So it's a good thing to be cleaning up around here.
So at the end of the day, it will come back to affect us. So it's best if we deal with the problem from now, so later on we don't have a situation where it's going to affect us and our future generations.
Use the receptacles and any other avenues that are the proper ways to do it, rather than throwing it in our gullies and in our streets, because they eventually find their way to the coastline.
Don't throw garbage at the side of the road, out of a car window, into a gully, no place at all.
Everyone in Jamaica, across the length and breadth, not just on the coast, are the problem. And what we've got to do is recognize among us what it is that we want to leave for our children. What is the legacy?
Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Clean up, live up.
This is how we close the show for today, but you can stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. Keep sending your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or tweet at JIS News. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same station. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.